Hello Aquarius, welcome to your weekly reading for May 6th to the 13th. We're going to be taking a look into the energy of the mind, the heart, and receiving a message from Spirit. This is going to be for all Aquarius placements, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, and cross watchers if you wish to watch. Please remember that these are general readings, so they may not resonate with everyone. If they do resonate, you can contact, and you would like a personal reading, you can contact me at oracleintuitions.com. And if they did resonate, please leave a like, please subscribe to the channel, and click the notifications bell so that you're notified when we do go live right here on this channel to give free readings. So let's get into it and let's see what's coming through for Aquarius. We have self-love is the first card presenting itself. Second card coming through is we have compassion. Third card is trust. You know, Aquarius, I really feel when we talk about this self-love, this compassion, and this trust, I really feel that this has to do with yourself, okay? I'm really getting this energy of having compassion for yourself, trust that what you've gone through or what is, currently presenting itself. Because when we focus on the mind, which is what this reading, the general reading part of this video, before we get into relationships, what this is about is, what we're going to be focusing in on, or things within our external energies. So what I'm receiving here is that this really has to do with placing some, compassion towards ourselves, trusting that what we're going through, the universe has a plan for that. There may have been things that you needed to remove or let go of, or maybe even things that you needed to experience simply to, show yourself some sort of sense of compassion, especially with this self-love coming through. I feel like for some of you, you may have been, really gone through a hit in some way the last few months, maybe perhaps last couple of days or weeks, but it really feels like there needs to be this energy coming through here of, it doesn't mean that you can't be sad, you can't be upset, or you can't, feel sorrow for what has happened, or, perhaps maybe, this is a projected energy of some sort. But again, Spirit is saying it's okay to be in that sense. Have compassion for yourself. You don't need to go into the stoic energy that, Aquarius can be so famous for, right? They tend to, push down the feelings. They tend to, perhaps, put feelings under the surface, all of that. And it's really saying show that compassion to yourself. So let's get some clarification and see what's coming through here. All right, clarification for our Aquariuses. All right. And I find that this is actually something that, I've as being an Aquarius, I've personally struggled with over the last, few months. There's been, so many losses, and, we've had, some deaths and all of that. And I found that I was in this place where I was really shoving things down, okay? Really shoving them down, trying to be there for everybody else, trying to give the compassion towards others. But, it reaches this breaking point where you just go, okay, I can't anymore. I just can't. Like, I need to also focus in on myself. I got to focus in on the things that, my own personal healing in some way. And this is exactly, and at the same time, even though you might be mad or upset or confused as to why the universe or God brought this to you, you also have to have this sense of trust. All right, that this is for a reason. Maybe it's to, strengthen you. Maybe it's, for some reason, to allow things to be released. Whatever it is, try to have that trust and that faith that this is all for a reason. And I hate saying that, especially, if there's a loss of somebody extremely important to you, or, somebody that you felt that deep caring for. But I'm really getting that, again, you can have the sorrow and, the sadness in regards to it. But again, I do feel like something is coming through because of all of this stuff, all of the pain that you may have been experiencing in some form. There has been a further plan with it. So let's look at that self-love. We've got the Page of Cups coming through. So again, I do feel that it's time to have a renewed sense of passion for yourself, okay? Have this sense of self-love, especially with that Page of Cups. You might even be in this place of just, discovering, just discovering, hey, you know what? I can love myself. These are the qualities that I have. These are the talents that I have. These are the things that I bring towards others, and I can start enjoying them. Yeah, I can still, give these to others, but I can also receive them. And I feel like, and the interesting thing is, Aquariuses tend to be very humanitarian, right? They tend to have that very humanitarian nature. So of course they want to help. They want to be able to, give to others. But again, it can really come down to, what am I giving of myself? And is it too much? Am I losing, some sort of perspective of how I need to care for me as well? The second card coming through is the Two of Pentacles. A lot of focus outwards is what I'm getting. There's been a lot of outer focus, and now it's time to focus inwards. We also have that Six of Swords. So things will get better is what it's showing here. Again, I feel like with that Trust card coming through, trust that the universe is guiding you to a better place in some way, in some form, that there is going to be, that light that is going to shine through, even though you've been experiencing or currently experiencing some sort of, perhaps it's even been devastating or sadness or whatever it is, right? Whatever you've been experiencing, there's better things that are coming. And I do feel that we have to continue to place our trust. It's too easy to get into it's too easy to get into the feelings or even the mental state of self, placing ourselves in this victimhood, right? It's too easy to go there. It's too easy to be, all these bad things are happening to me, or, things will never get better, or whatever it is. But I still feel like there has to be some sort of sense of trust that things are clearing up, that things are happening for a reason, that there is better things coming in some sense. Let's take a look at, we have the Compassion coming through. So again, yeah, things turning around, like, and if this has to do with somebody, passing over or anything like that, I feel like what that person is saying to you is better things are coming. Like, there's better times. Like, remember the good memories of this, go through the sorrow, go through the pain that you need to, but at the same time, cherish the memories that you had, cherish, the good times that you have, things, you're going to be in this place where you can cherish that memory and not be in this place of just devastation or sadness. And this is what I'm really getting, the Seven of Pentacles. So again, it's like, plant the manifestations that you want and have trust that they're being created, especially with the Seven of Pentacles. All right. Don't wait for it. Just kind of go through your life. Try to, do what you can. Release the feelings when they come to you. And when we talk about releasing, it doesn't mean to bury them. It means to allow them to come to the surface, face them as we need to face them, cry if we need to cry, scream if you need to cry, do the things that will make you feel better at that moment, but then have the patience and the understanding that through this process, you're going to, have that, you're going to go back into that place that there is going to be happiness. There is, that light at the end of the tunnel. And that's what I'm really getting, especially with that Six of Swords. So let's look at the Trust, all right? The Five of Pentacles. There is help. And I feel like this is what Spirit is saying to you, right? Spirit is saying, look at, you know what? Trust in your faith. Trust in God. Trust in your friends. Trust in your family. Place trust. There is trust here to see that light. And again, if you look at her, all she has to do is turn around and she would see that there is help there in some form. We have the Hangman. So interesting energy, right? Because again, it's about going into ourselves, and releasing the feelings that need to be released. Experiencing the feelings that need to be released. Again, release does not mean to, just pretend that they're not there. It means to allow them to surface, go into this place of the hangman, experience everything that you need to experience, go into this contemplation, look at all of the feelings that you are experiencing. Don't keep burying them. And that's what I keep getting. Same with the Five of Swords coming through. So we've got some pretty heavy energy, right here for you, Aquarius. Like there's some serious heavy energy. I don't know, what's going on. I know, what has happened for me, but every Aquarius is going to experience something on a different level. So we've got this Five of Swords, and I do feel that there's this energy of defeat. All right. You may be feeling defeated. And I feel like Spirit is saying to you, this is a temporary feeling. Please don't feel that way. Your angels are with you. Your guides are with you. God is with you. They are trying to help you through this process. You don't need to be in this place of defeat. All right. Or again, experience what you need to experience, but have that understanding that things will get better. You're not always going to be feeling, the sadness, the sorrow, this despair, whatever it is going to get better. And we're bringing these things to you. So let's clarify that Five of Swords. We've got the Page of Wands coming through. We have the Nine of Swords. And we have the Queen of Cups. All right. So there's an awful lot of mental stress is what I'm getting. And again, with that Queen of Cups, it's talking about showing compassion to yourself. You don't need to put on a brave face is what I'm getting. You don't need to always have that brave face. You don't always need to, only present that brave face to the world. All right. You can, again, have that compassion for yourself. That Queen of Cups, this is very much a card of giving, of loving, maybe even mothering energy. Maybe you're mothering yourself. Maybe it's time to mother yourself in some form. Maybe you've also been so busy mothering others or trying to help them through a process of some sort that we've forgotten about ourselves. And I do feel like Spirit is saying it's also okay to take care of yourself. All right. In the process of taking care of others, we also have to take care of ourselves. So let's take a look at relationships and see what's coming through for our Aquariuses. All right. All right, Aquariuses, let's see what's coming in here. Aquarius's relationships for May 6th to the 13th. So I do feel like, again, over the next week or so, do the things that help you to heal. All right. That's the message that I'm getting through this. Do the things that are helping you to heal, whatever they may be, in the form of compassion for yourself. Trust your inner guidance. Trust your guides. Trust your angels. They are guiding you towards the healing that is needed. All right. Cards for romance coming through. Look at this. Love yourself first. I can't make this up, guys, right? Your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. So when it comes to relationships, for some of you, it may have been relationships. And for some of you, it may even have to have, do with like giving too much towards a relationship and not receiving that love, that mutual love back. All right. For some of you, may have been in a place, I'm just going to take a sip of coffee. Sorry. You may have been in this place where you were giving towards others, you were being kind and compassionate, maybe perhaps even very forgiving towards other people in regards to relationships. But you were forgetting about yourself, you were forgetting about your own personal self-respect, your own personal dignity in some way, your own personal, core self, right? And especially if this has to do with, giving towards others that weren't showing you the same integrity that the integrity that you're expecting out of a relationship in some form. All right. If somebody was crossing barriers with you and you were allowing it to happen, I feel like what Spirit is saying to you is, show yourself that respect. Is this something that you would normally tolerate from somebody? Is this something that you would normally accept? Why are you allowing it with this one particular person or within this situation? All right. It's time to really love yourself first. Look at what your core values are, is what I receive here. We have separation. Time apart from your partner is on the horizon. I actually feel that for some of you, you could be separating from somebody around you. You might be making that decision that because of the lack of respect, you've taken a step back. But I'm actually also getting, and again, we're going to clarify, but I am also getting here that this separation may have happened already, which could have brought that sense of despair. All right. Because of the fact that you chose to love yourself first. You chose to, your self-respect was more important. You finally took things into your own hands and said enough. Like, the integrity you're showing is not the integrity of my core self. And it feels like you may have actually walked away from somebody, or maybe perhaps you set those boundaries and they decided that they were going to take a walk away because they didn't want those boundaries, or they didn't want to respect those boundaries, right? And that's another thing, how you can tell how a relationship really is that when you set the boundaries and somebody walks away from it, they weren't there because they cared about you or that they had compassion for you or that they loved you. There was a sense of you were a convenience, and this is the bottom line. This is the truth, right? It's hard to hear. But when we set our boundaries and somebody decides to walk away from those boundaries that we set, they weren't really in it to begin with. Okay, so this is exactly what it's saying. You might have set the boundaries, or you're about to set the boundaries. And, if they walk away from that, that's really showing you a lot. Okay. We also have let go of control issues. Allow the situation to unfold naturally. So it kind of feels like, if you have set the boundaries or you've put some sort of boundaries up or whatever, it's also saying you have to let this play out. Again, if this person is meant to be, in your life, if they're meant to be here, if they're meant to, I'm just adjusting the light a little bit. I see that glare coming onto the cards. Sorry. If they're in this place of, geez, I'm not making that any better, am I? If they're in a place of walking away, then maybe they just weren't in it to begin with, right? Let go, but you have to let go. You have to allow it to happen. Whatever is supposed to happen will happen. All right, so let's take a closer look at these. Let's get some clarification. Let's see what else is being presented here. Maybe we'll, see what this person is going to do or what's going to happen within this situation. Look at this. I feel like for that Four of Wands, not only, and we have the Seven of Wands coming through. All right. So the Seven of Wands really talks about, it could be defending yourself, could be in a place of protection. It could be, competition even. But we have this Four of Wands coming through. Now, again, we're going to do some more clarification. But I really get here that, again, this is really talking about boundaries, right? You've put up your boundaries. Here's the thing, is I feel that because you have put up your boundaries or about to put up your boundaries or need to put up your boundaries, this sense of completion comes through. Contentment, it presents itself, okay? When, at first it can be really difficult because we'll be in this place of, are they going to step up? Are they going to come forward? What's going to happen? We might even be in a place of worry. We might even doubt ourselves about putting up those boundaries in the beginning. But we also recognize how much freer we feel how much more in this place of contentment we feel with ourselves. This sense of being, of this sense of pride, being proud of ourselves for setting those boundaries. And again, because we're letting this situation unfold, let the person step up if they're supposed to step up. All right. Let them walk away if they're going to walk away. Then they've just showed you exactly who they are as a human. Right. We get into this place of just being satisfied or happy, maybe perhaps with ourselves, when we're trying to hold on to something that isn't supposed to be there for us. We're not keeping the situation in a state of being natural or being whole or being pure. We're just trying to control it. We're hanging on to the reins of it. And that shows our own insecurity if we're scared to let go of the reins. I feel like for some, this person may recognize, the fact that you've put up these boundaries, and they may want to have, especially with that Four of Wands coming through. This is like 1111. This is like that soul contract type of card. And I do feel that for some of you, this person might recognize those and come back. All right. And say, okay, I'm going to step up to the plate. But again, if they don't, yeah, you might just have to let them go. We've got the Four of Wands. We've got the Star coming through. So again, I do feel that by setting those boundaries, by looking at letting go of the control issues, you've now put free rein onto a situation. You've put a free rein onto the relationship. And somebody that truly cares about you will come forth, right? If they really want you in their life, they will show you. We don't need to control their every move. We don't need to be watching them. We don't need to be in this place of, what are they doing? Are they doing this? Are they doing that? We don't need to be in this state of constant worry. We just need to be in this place of trust, right? We had that trust card coming through. Be in this place of trust, knowing that the universe is bringing forward what it is that is truly meant for us. And I know we hear that an awful lot. All right. I know we hear that an awful lot, but the bottom line is it's the truth, right? It is the truth. So let's clarify some more here and let's see what's coming in. Yeah, we've got the Six of Wands. Got a lot of wands. For some of you, might be dealing with an air sign. Could be an earth sign. The Seven of Swords. I keep getting this I keep getting this feeling that for some of you, somebody was not being honest, okay? They weren't being honest in regards to their intentions. And this is being very present within this situation, all right? I feel like they weren't honest with, what it is that they were really wanting from you in some way. Maybe perhaps they weren't being, faithful. I feel like for some, they might have even really pushed you to this place of releasing those boundaries, releasing those personal barriers that you may have had with others. And for some reason, this person even may have been extremely magnetic, okay? Male or female, it doesn't matter. But they might have been very magnetic in their personality, and they really helped you in some way, released a lot of your own your own inhibitions, all right? But they also crossed a lot of barriers. And because of that, that's where you had to stand up and go, okay, that's enough. I can't anymore. This is crossing lines or my own personal integrity in some way. I deserve better, okay? Especially with that love yourself first. I deserve better. I know what it is that I deserve out of a situation. I know what I deserve within a relationship. And this is not it. All right? We have the Ace of Pentacles coming through. We have the Strength card. And we have the Four of Pentacles. I feel like Spirit is really saying to you right now, this might be about, just at this moment, working on your own personal strength, working on your own personal development regarding relationships. It kind of feels like there's a lot of self-focus that really needs to happen right now, rather than worrying about whether this person's going to come through. Yeah, like inner focus is what I keep getting. inner focus. You know, heal yourself first, and then allow this person to do their own healing if they wish to do so. And this situation might have a positive result. It may turn around. It's going to end some sort of cycle. Okay. And whether this cycle is them, you know, taking a step away, and both of you just ending, you know, the relationship altogether, or maybe perhaps ending that cycle where there is falsity. Okay. Or maybe, you know, it'll help them to, you know, respect your boundaries and come forward. I keep getting that there's a soul contract in here. There's some sort of soul relationship that's happening here. And it almost feels like an energy of mirroring each other. All right? Mirroring each other in some way. Having this energy of you need to do the healing for yourself in order to help them to heal as well. And whether they choose to heal or not is not going to be up to you. You have to let go of that control. You can't just do the healing to help them to heal. You have to do the healing for yourself. And maybe taking that separation, whether it's a physical, mental, or emotional separation in some way, is going to, you know, help move this relationship in the way that it's supposed to do so. All right. We also have the Hermit. Yeah. So there's a lot of inner energy here. Trusting yourself, trusting your intuition, trusting your guides, trusting your angels, God, you know, to help clear the situation in the way that it's supposed to clear. So let's take a look and get a message from Spirit in order to close off this reading today. And I know that this is really, really heavy energy, Aquarius. But I do feel that this was just so necessary in some form, right? Especially if it has to do with a relationship separating at this time or a relationship ending in some way, all right? I just feel there needs to be so much inner healing at this moment. But that inner healing, it's not going to be for naught. It's going to be for something better to come through. It's going to be for guidance towards a better future in some form. And these might have been just things that you may not have been bringing up to the surface in some way, right? Especially if it has to do with boundaries or self-respect. Because a lot of times, you know, especially if somebody's very magnetic or they're very charismatic, or, you know, we feel this deep connection to them, we tend to lose ourselves. We tend to lower our barriers, thinking that things are going to get better. But now that we're standing up for ourselves, Spirit is saying, okay, now let's bring through to you what it is that you're truly desiring from a relationship, what it is that you're truly worthy of. All right. And you're going to be seeing this presented to you. So message from Spirit is awakening ancient wisdom, deep inner knowing is emerging from me. Yeah, I really feel like there's some sort of something within all of these situations, or this situation is making you go inside of yourself and really discovering who you are. This is, you know, you may have thought you knew who you were. You may have thought you knew what you liked, what it is that you wanted, whatever it is. But something within this has really pushed you deep, okay? Deep inner knowing. And we also have accepting what is. I accept and embrace my inner majesty. And I feel like what I'm getting with this is it doesn't have to revolve around others. This is accepting ourselves. This is accepting who it is that we are. And if somebody truly cares about us, they are going to present themselves. They are going to come forth and recognize this. But at the same time, we have to be in that place of inner knowing for ourselves and having that compassion for us at this time. So I truly hope that this has helped, Aquarius. If this reading has resonated with you, again, please click like, please share, please subscribe to the channel, because it really does help the channel to grow. And have a great week. Many blessings.